Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. With me now, Casey Mabry from Blue Reef Agri-Marketing. Casey, it's always a pleasure to have you here on the show and talk about the market. You know, coming into this year, we saw quite a bit of ups and downs as the market started. Is that something where a trend we'll continue to see this spring, or what is the spring looking like for us?
Yeah, you bet. It's kind of interesting to step back from the last time that I sat in here, or even a year ago, and look how resilient the market's been. A lot of the things that we had hoped to occur have occurred. The only one thing that's kind of been choppy and kind of been an issue lately is the weather pattern that we've seen in the north, particularly coming off of the west coast, throwing a lot of rain conditions in the California and out west. Really changed the dynamics of that from a feeder cattle standpoint and from a grass standpoint. And then we've thrown a lot of snow into the Nebraska area, you know, taking a lot of tonnage off the market. But I think there's just going to be a tremendous amount of volatility to continue. As always, that's this business is based on is volatility. But things look good. A lot of things I said like we hoped for are occurring. Demand from a beef standpoint are good, and prices are high.
We've seen, you know, a lot of people were kind of selling off their cows from last year, and as people go to replenish that inventory, what effect is that going to have on our market continuing forward?
Yeah, so we're going to push the female market up quite a bit. I tell you, from a heifer standpoint, a lot of these guys that were disgusted, you know, whether it was price 2 years ago, whether it was drought conditions last year, a lot of people are really wanting to get back into this business now because, you know, hey, they got the money to do it from the calf crop that they've sold. Plus, you know, there's a lot more optimism out there. So it looks like people are kind of chasing that market right now.
Well, I'm going to talk about some solutions that you guys offer for producers. First, from, you know, looking at on the commercial side with our people who have feeder calf, what are some solutions you offer for them?
Yeah, you bet. So a lot of, I mean, like what I tell a lot of people right now, and the thing is about the market is the market's high. And this is what we were talking about a minute ago. So when the market's high, it kind of drives some behavioral changes from us. We get excited, we get euphoric, we don't know when to sell. The good thing right now is there's a product out there, LRP, we've talked about that quite a bit, that gives us an opportunity to baseline where our prices are. Prices are high. The market looks good. There's a lot of anticipation on there, but it's extremely irresponsible, honestly, to ignore where the prices are, because we're looking at, you know, these feeder cattle that are worth, you know, pushing $1,300, $1,400 a head in some instances. So LRP is probably the best solution there for your mid-sized to smaller producers. Combining LRP with some futures or options out there, those are for your larger producers, and there's a lot of solutions we can do from that standpoint.
You know, we were talking about the webinar that you guys did last year here, and you guys offer a lot of educational things for producers along with your text message. Where do people need to go to find out about that information, and what all can they get from it?
Yeah, just reach out to us on our website. You can get on there, just give us a call. We've got a team of people that are educators. I mean, that's what we like to position ourselves as advisors and educators. We have absolutely try to spend as much time with each individual that it takes for them to understand each one of these programs. That's where we feel like we're differentiating ourselves. We just don't want to, you know, put a position on and walk away. We want people to feel extremely comfortable with the positions that they've got in place and know where they're at from a revenue standpoint in their business. We know how important that is.
Well, real quick before we go, let's kind of jump back over to the market, because looking forward, you know, what are some factors you think are going to be the biggest influencers that producers might want to be aware of?
Number one's weather, rain. So if we continue to get these good spring rains, these 5 weights are going to be worth a ton of money. The heifers, people are going to start to get more confident around having grass conditions in their ranches that are starting to get, getting a lot better shape from a year ago. They'll start restocking those. Also, as we move forward here, this beef demand, we know that we've talked a lot about the economy. It seems that that's calmed down lately from a fear standpoint. But as we move forward here, if the beef demand stays good, which I feel like it does, and the rain conditions stay good, we'll keep cattle out of feed yards. We'll keep cattle away from the market. We'll drive prices higher. But like I said before, prices could go higher. It's a very bullish market, but it's irresponsible to not protect prices that we're at right now. I mean, it's incredible.
Well, spring is definitely here, and it sounds like it's bringing a lot of optimism with it. So
You bet.
Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. Don't go anywhere. We have more Superior Sunrise up next.